sing along as the band brings their thunderous sound down the field. To boogie down to the max, you have to have the right footwear. According to Casey and the Sunshine Band, it's a special pair of shoes that'll last until you just can't boogie anymore. So put on your flyest pair with the Starlets as they show off their boogie shoes. Please rise as the band pays homage to Solon High School by performing the Alma Mater, conducted tonight by band president Connor Grant.
ladies and gentlemen, led on the field by the classes of 27 and 28, your 7th and 8th grade teams, it's head coach Brian Wisniewski and your Solon Comets.
Please rise and help the band honor our great nation as they play our national anthem, featuring our senior trumpets and conducted by student teacher Emily Butts.
Welcome to Solon High School Stewart Field and tonight's matchup between the Twinsburg Tigers and your Solon Comets. Proud to be a part of Solon Education Television. My name is Chuck Chokina. We have an interesting matchup here tonight as Twinsburg rolls in with a 1-4 record under the first-year head coach of Charles Salter, formerly a coach in Bedford, and second-year head coach of the Solon Comets, coming into this one with a record of 3-2, Brian Wisniewski. This one's going to be important for either team to keep their playoff chances alive. At 1-4, Twinsburg's chances right now pretty slim. They've been banged up, according to Coach Salter. They've had to overcome a number of injuries. I know they didn't start their starting QB a week ago against Nordonia, and they've taken it on the chin since the beginning of the year. They managed to beat Copley, a 1-4 Copley team in the opener this year, 45-43, but since that time, they have dropped 4 straight, losing to Willoughby South, Aurora, Hudson, and Nordonia. Comets, on the other hand, dropped their opener 14-13 to an a currently undefeated Hudson Explorer team. Then went on to beat Shaker. Stowe in a game that we brought you here on SETV on the last-second field goal from Aaron Teitelbaum. Went out to Strongsville and managed to pitch a shutout against the Strongsville Mustangs 10-0. And then last week went up to Erie, Pennsylvania to take on Erie Cathedral Prep, a very good open enrollment school that proceeded to hand it to the Comets. So coming back here at home with a home game again next week, not that the Comets are looking ahead, but this game tonight against Twinsburg and the game next week against Brunswick are going to go a long way toward the Comets making the playoffs. Still in front of them are two of the favorites in the Greater Cleveland Conference, Mentor and Medina. And I'd venture to say the Comets need to get at least one of those. If they go 3-2 the rest of the way, I'm not sure that they're going to make it into the playoffs at 6-4. But it starts here tonight with this young Twinsburg Tiger team for the Comets. They are healthy, according to their coaching staff. They come into this one with some bangs and bruises, but relatively healthy, and that bodes well.
Twinsburg won the toss and
Twinsburg has won the toss in this one, and they deferred to the second half. And of course, the Comets are going to receive the first half kickoff. E.J. Taylor is deep for Solon.
Brian
McQuaid is also back there.
E.J. Taylor.
And we'll see if number 85, Tyler Siegert, a junior for the Tigers, he squibs it. Ball's taken by, I believe that's Harley Barman. He loses the football, but E.J. Taylor jumps on it for Solon. And that'll be where the Comets will take over 1st and 10. I believe it's going to be the 30-yard line. So what to look for in this one? I think the Comets want to get Charlie Bubonics out of the pocket a little bit. Roll him out, give him the edge, give him the option to run or pass. I think they also want to establish E.J. Taylor, get him going. They couldn't get much going last week in a 49-14 loss to Cathedral Prep. Charlie Bubonics brings him out of the huddle, hands to Taylor. Taylor tries to cut back, and a host of Twinsburg Tigers are there. He manages somehow to pick up 3 yards on the play, but it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Comets. Right to the line they go. They have a bunch formation here into the sideline. And Charlie flips it out there to Joel Capasso, and he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A good defensive play there. We'll try to get a number on number 22. That's Quincy Newsom. He's one of the captains of this Twinsburg Tiger team, and Coach Salter said he has been one of their standouts. Comets now in a 3-by-1 set, and there they roll Charlie out, and he fires. He finds McQuaid. McQuaid's at the 35, and he's going to get brought down just over the 35, and it's going to be 4th and 4 for the Comets from their own, well, we'll call it 3. 4th and 3 from their 37, and they're sending out the punt team. Good defensive stand there for Twinsburg. Visitors managed to get Solon off the field, 3 and out.
In the punt for the Comets, number 9, Harley Barman.
Harley Barman is in punt formation for Solon. Tigers have number 3, Steve Kamek, and Cameron Wright deep. That is launched high, takes a Twinsburg bounce. And the Comets jump on it at the 45-yard line. So that's going to be a net 25-yard punt. Less than that, 13 and 5 is 18. So 18-yard punt after it took that backward hop. This has been a Solon Comet football team that has relied on its defense. They have hung their hat there, pitching that shutout against Strongsville just 2 weeks ago, and then holding Stowe to just 14 first half points and none in the second half. So if the Comets want to come out on the correct end of this one, they're going to have to establish their defense. Here's the Tigers. This is number 15, quarterback Joey Pollock, just a sophomore. He had nobody to throw to, and before I believe that was Jake Gert, number 44. We'll take another look. There's Gert getting after Pollock, and Pollock just throws the ball away, and it'll be second and 10 for Twinsburg. I think where the Comets are stronger than Twinsburg is up front between the tackles. So look for that in this one. Pollock stops, throws, and incomplete, intended for number 3, Stephen Kamek. Kamek has also been hailed as one of Coach Salter's go-to players. Look for a lot of that tonight, flares and screens. They're going to try to get their athletes the ball in space. I think coming into this one, Twinsburg knows that they are not the superior team in terms of tackle to tackle or at the point of attack. It's Pollock. He's going to flip it out. Again, Kamek, and Kamek is going to be brought down immediately. Owen Grossman comes up immediately and makes a tackle.
Pass is complete to Kamek.
And in the games that I've covered, Owen Grossman has been an excellent tackler for this Comet Ball Club. He knows when to come up and lay a hit. So Twinsburg, 3 and out. They're going to punt. That's number 89, Kyan Barnes. Joel Capasso is deep, and the ball is snapped over Barnes' head. He still tries to get it off. Flails at it. And number 31, Anthony Aniora, jumps on it. So that's going to be a negative play there for Twinsburg. Barnes does a good job of trying to get this off, but with all that pressure, he just flat out whiffs on the punt. And Aniora should get away from that football, but he covered it, and the Comets will have excellent starting position at the Twinsburg 33-yard line. They come out in a 2-by-1 set. They have number 45, Dylan Cronenfeld, in at blocking back, and E.J. Taylor has nothing. That's number 44.
Give it to E.J. Taylor. He's brought down immediately by
41 is Christian Dunbar. 44 is Major Grant, one of their co-captains.
No gain on the play, second down 10.
Look at the play there. Also number 55, Bryce Jones, just throwing a blocker off and getting in there to help. Charlie's going to roll. Now he's going to cut back. He's got some room to the short side of the field, but he's brought down by number 22, Quincy Newsom. And early on here, the Twinsburg defense is looking to assert itself.
Third down 6 for the Comets.
2-by-1 formation for Bubonics, and they got Twinsburg to jump off sides. And that's something the Comet offense has been particularly adept at. Getting quickly to the line of scrimmage. Charlie barks out a call, and a lot of times you're going to get a high school defensive lineman to jump. They did there, setting up 3rd and 1. It's a 2-by-1 formation with Cronenfeld in at blocking back. The Tigers are in a base 4-3 defense with 4 DBs. Bubonics in the shotgun, turns and hands to E.J. Taylor, and he's got nothing. Number 41, Christian Dunbar, is there for the Tigers. It's going to be close to a first down. So they may have to measure this one.
4th down 1 for the Comets.
Nope, they don't. It's 4th down, and it's less than a yard. And right now, the Solon offensive line is not establishing itself against this Twinsburg front. They come out again, this time in a power formation with a blocking back. Send a man in motion, hand it to the up back. I think that's E.J. Taylor, who was in at the blocking back position.
E.J. Taylor, the ball carrier.
Yep, they sent number 15,
He dives over the line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Ben Friedman, in motion to try to distract
line.
the defense, and just handed it to the fullback. It was enough for the first down. 1st and 10 Comets at the Twinsburg 22. Bubonics brings them out in a 2x2. Straight drop back. Time to throw. He's going to run it. He's going to pick up yards. He's going to get inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line.
He's brought down by Rob Cockroft.
Lots of time there. Good protection by the offensive line that time.
On the play. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Comets.
And he's got Lyman downfield. Somebody laid a block out of bounds. Ran somebody right out of bounds. 3-by-1 formation for Solon. E.J. Taylor, the up back to the left of Charlie Bubonics. They hand to Taylor around right end. And he's going to be brought down.
E.J. Taylor, the ball carrier.
Looks like it's enough for a first down. It is. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Comets at the Twinsburg Tiger 12. Bubonics in the shotgun. 2-by-1 formation. Turns and hands to Taylor. Taylor with a lot of white shirts after him.
Give it to Taylor. He's brought down by Peyton Jones. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Comets.
And we'll call that no gain. The Comets are having trouble establishing the run. More of a 3-by-1 set, but they bring Cronenfeld back into that H-back position. Bubonics to throw. He's got Taylor, and he's got a touchdown.
Bubonics pass is complete to...
Just ran the 2 outside receivers on a slant and snuck EJ out in the flat. Charlie saw it right away. There it is. They blitzed from that side, and the Comets caught him. Threw right to where the blitzer was. So the Comets are first to score. They with this 6-0 lead. It'll be number 6, Evan Funderburg, on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Bubonics. The kick is up, and it is good. So, with 5 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the Comets are the beneficiaries of a botched snap by the Tigers that went over their punter's head, setting Solon up at the 30-yard line, and they took it in from there on a 12-yard pass from Charlie Bubonics to E.J. Taylor. The extra point by Evan Funderburg was good, and we stand at 7-0. So Charles Salter, the new coach at Twinsburg, was the head coach at Bedford High School for the last 3 seasons before coming over here to Twinsburg. He also spent some time coaching receivers at Case Western. He played his football and graduated from the University of Dayton. And this Tiger football program in recent years has been down, but Coach Salter is looking to right the ship. And there's a kick. I think that's Kamek. Number 3's got the football, and he's out past the 40-yard line. He was cited by a defensive coordinator for Solon, Ed Bubonics, as being somebody they had to watch. And even though he drops this kickoff, the ball bounces right up to him, and you can see why the Comets have to be concerned about number 3. Did a nice job there on that return, brought it all the way out to the Twinsburg 43-yard line. So again, as I said earlier, watch for the offensive line versus the Solon defensive line play. And you can see that the Tigers are trying to throw the football and get the ball out to their athletes in space, because I don't know that they're going to be able to run between the tackles. We've got a late flag here after number 15, Joey Pollock, completed that pass.
You do have a flag on the play, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry I didn't get a number on who caught that ball. It was 45. Peyton Jones, a junior. Got an ineligible man downfield. So my guess is that was an RPO run pass option, and a lot of times the
Ineligible man downfield. Number 8.
Offensive linemen don't know that it turns into a pass. They get a little too far down the field. Yeah, that was 45 Jones being brought down by number 8, Kean Porter. So that'll set Twinsburg back 5 yards into 1st and 15. Comets in their base 4-3. 3-by-1 formation for Pollock in the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands to Quincy Newsome. Quincy Newsome has some room around the left edge. And a very good run by number 22, Quincy Newsome.
Quincy Newsome, ball carrier. Down by Owen Grossman.
Here it is again. Jump cut. Bounces it outside. Twinsburg's got some hats on people, and a nice 9-yard gain there for Newsome on 1st down. 3 wide receivers of the short side of the field. Now they're going to unbalance it. Pollock under pressure. He's going to be brought down. Just nowhere to go with that football. Number 22, Devad Bush, outside linebacker for the Comets with the pressure. Nobody blocks him. Aniora, this looks like a jailbreak. Aniora and Gert also in the backfield. And that's going to set Twinsburg back. I think what Twinsburg's going to try to do is get rid of the ball, get it out of there quickly, and not let this Solon D line get in the backfield. 3-by-1 formation for Pollock. Comets still in that base 4-3 with 4 defensive backs on 3rd and a lot. 3rd and 16. Pollock is going to throw it out to the wide side of the field, and it's caught. Kamek with the catch. Joel Capasso was on the coverage, tried to knock the ball away, but Pollock shows a good arm. He throws this from the other hash mark all the way to this sideline and gets it into Kamek, who knows what to do with it. 3-by-1 formation again for Pollock. In the gun, he's going to roll left. He fires incomplete. He had number 13, C.J. Lyden, a junior receiver, out there on a hitch route, but he threw it behind him. For the right-handed quarterback rolling to his left, that's the tougher throw. Pollock, just a sophomore. They list him as 6 foot 200. Three-by-one set for Twinsburg. Pollock in the gun, turns, hands to Newsome. Newsome's going to try to bounce it, and he's got room. And with that kind of speed, if you can just get a couple of hats on people, you got a shot at getting some yardage. And right now, Quincy Newsome is showing that he's got some speed that the Comets need to be concerned about. He picks up 9 on this. Gert gets caught inside. That's Brock Bowling, the middle linebacker, making that tackle. Well, I stand corrected. Bowling is the outside linebacker. Shea Springer plays inside. Hand to Quincy Newsome. Newsome with not much there. There is a flag. It's a face mask, and it's going to be a 5-yarder from the initial signal.
Face mask. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Enough for a first down.
Let's see it here. Well, surprised they didn't call that one 15. He turned his head, right? I think that's the litmus test. If the ball carrier's head gets whipped around like that, they generally call 15 yards. But just a 5-yarder, but it sets Twinsburg up 3-1 set there in 1st and 10 at the Comet 32. So far, a good drive for the Tigers. Pollock sends Newsom in motion. Looks down the field, throws it deep. Man is wide open. And in for the score. That's number 13, C.J. Lyden. They ran 3 verticals out of that set. Can't see it there, but they got 3 guys going to where you see it now. They just spread the field and caught the Comets. And Pollock's got a good enough arm to get it there. So this is a good start for this 1-4 football team, the Twinsburg Tigers.
Tyler Siegert in to try
Number 85, Tyler Siegert, is on for the extra point. He kicks it up, and it is good.
With 2:46 remaining in the first quarter of the score, the Solon Comets 7, Twinsburg Tigers.
So the Tigers answer in 3 minutes after an excellent return by Kamek out to the Twinsburg 43-yard line. They proceed to go 57 yards. A couple of big plays, the throw to Kamek to the wide side of the field. And then the score right there to C.J. Lyden. Knots this one up at 7-7. And it'll be up to the Solon Comet offense, which so far has failed to run the football. I definitely believe that the Comets came into this one wanting to establish the run, because from there, everything else springs for this offense. You cannot be one-dimensional. I don't care what level of football you're in. They don't want to drop back and throw it 40 times. They want to be able to run it and run play action and screen and take shots when they can. Siegert kicks a squibber, and the Comets cover it back at their own 30. Ball actually deflected off of one of the upbacks for Solon. And I believe it was number 16, Braden Springer, who jumped on that one. So with just 2 minutes, 42 seconds to go in the first quarter, Solon will take over. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 30. 3-by-1 set, 4 wide receivers. Capasso, McQuaid, Barman, and Max Thompson. Bubonics in the gun, straight drop, screen play. Taylor's got it. Looking to make a move up the field and can't. I think Quincy Newsom was there initially, and he slowed Taylor down. Let's see if 22. Well, there's 22. Slowing him down enough for the Tigers to get there. 3-by-1, Bubonics fakes to Taylor, dishes it out to Capasso. Gonna get his speed outside. He's gonna get close to the first down. I think they're going to give it to him. From the spot, it looks like he reached the 40. Yep, first down, 1st and 10 at their own 40. Good job of blocking there out on the edge, Brian McQuaid. 3 wide receivers to the short side of the field, unbalanced set. They had Cronenfeld in at tight end. Charlie rolls this way, now fires and threw it to Barman, and Kamek was there to knock it away. Charlie just gets really stretched out on this play. Got to square his shoulders and try to throw the ball deep. 2nd and 10. Two-by-one set. Cronenfeld as the H-back on the left side. Taylor behind Bubonics. Takes the snap, hand to Taylor. Tripped up in the backfield. Number 41, Christian Dunbar, is there to trip up E.J. Taylor. 41 just dips his shoulder and gets right around the blocker there, and it's a mere yard gain. Brings up 3rd and 9. 4 wide receivers in for Solon. 3-by-1 set. Bubonics to throw, dishes it out to Taylor. Taylor working against Newsom, and Newsom was equal to the task.
Pass is complete to Taylor.
Charlie had pressure again coming off the edge. Number 41, Christian Dunbar. Bit of a Myles Garrett move, dipping his shoulder inside and getting underneath the offensive tackle, and forced Charlie to get rid of it early.
Number 9, Harley Barman.
Barman is in punt formation. Kamek and Cameron Wright are deep for the Tigers. High kick, floating. Takes a Solon bounce. And down by number 21, Brock Bowling.
Barman's punt is down by number 21, Brock Bowling.
So you wouldn't know that this is a 1-4 Twinsburg Tiger football team, because they have come out here tonight ready to play. 3-by-1 set for Twinsburg. Quincy Newsom in the backfield with Pollock, takes the snap, hands to Newsom being chased. He's going to go backwards and get brought down. And they're going to set him back. They're not even going to give him much forward progress, because as he got spun here, he chose to turn around and go the other way.
He's brought down by.
So here, the initial hit, but there's where he turns, and they'll send him all the way back to the 25-yard line. It'll be a loss of 9 yards. And the first quarter will end with that. At the end of 1 quarter of play, our score stands Solon 7 and Twinsburg 7. See you after the break. Back here at Stewart Field, our score is 7-7. These two teams traded touchdown passes in the first quarter, and we've had a pretty even ball game so far. Twinsburg comes out. Joey Pollock, sophomore QB, has Stephen Kamek in the backfield with him, hands to him, and he is stopped for a short gain.
Give this to Rob Cockcroft.
And what I think is going to be interesting to watch as this game unfolds will be to see if Twinsburg feels like they can even try to run between the tackles.
Third down.
I think they have to show that they're willing to do it, but they have had little to no success. They are outsized by the Solon defensive line. 2-by-2 formation for Joey Pollock. He's in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands to Kamek. Kamek, nothing doing there. The only times that Twinsburg has been able to run the ball effectively have been around the edge. Quincy Newsom's broken a couple. Now they're trying Kamek back there with his breakaway speed. But the Comets were equal to the task there. I'd like to be able to say that the Comets have been able to run the football tonight, but I can't. So Joel Capasso is deep to receive this punt. It is high, it is floating. He gets away from it. Now he takes it on one hop. There is a flag down. My guess is he probably signaled for a fair catch. Flag at the site of the return. There's another flag. Well, it's not a flag. It's a beanbag back where, I'm sorry, where the ball was received by Joel Capasso. But there are two flags now, one that just flew late. So there's going to be an illegal block. So that's a beanbag. And then Capasso comes out here. Let's see what, right there, there's a clip. Then I think what happened was in the discussion, and high school players should not be getting in discussions with referees. I think a personal foul or unsportsmanlike was called against Solon. So this is going to be a double dip and a single trip. Here's the call.
Personal foul. Blindside block, number 35 on the return team. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 55, return team. Another 15 yards, first down.
$30 yards of penalties there, and the Comets going to find themselves way back at their own 35-yard line. So with 10:32 remaining, second quarter, our score knotted at 7. The Comets take over 1st and 10. And they need to establish themselves up front. It's been a agile and athletic Twinsburg defense that has been stifling the Comet offense in terms of the run game so far. Charlie Bubonic, straight drop. All kinds of time. Rolls further to his left. Nothing doing, and he just runs out of bounds. Maybe a yard gain. He had a sandwich and a cup of coffee on that one. But nobody open. Good job by the O-line of protecting. They got to get people open. Nobody should be able to cover for that long. And they had the wrong football in the game. They had the kicking ball from Twinsburg. So it's a 2-by-1 set with Cronenfeld in the H-back position. Charlie Bubonics in the shotgun formation. Turns and hands to E.J. Taylor. He's going to try to bounce it. Well, that's Brock Bowling who's in. And Brock Bowling just picks up a yard.
Gives to Brock Bowling. He's brought down after gain of 1. It will be 3rd down and 9 for the Comets.
Good penetration there by this Twinsburg defense. They are establishing themselves. Number 44, Major Grant. And number 22, Quincy Newsom. A couple of athletes there chasing down the play. 2-by-2 set. Charlie to throw. Not anything down the field. He decides to run with it. He does pick up the first down. Sure would like to see him run a little lower. He runs kind of high.
He's brought down by Bryce Jones.
Here it is again. He's got all kind of time here. And he tucks it. Makes a man miss. Comets are going to have to call a timeout. I think they had too many players on the field there. So the first timeout used by Solon with 9.5 to go in the second quarter. Our score knotted at 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, boys and girls.
Both of these teams still trying to figure each other out.
Strongsville Invitation. The event starts at 9 a.m.
Neither team has been able to really run the ball as effectively as they would like. The Tigers have broken a couple off the edge, but the only rushing offense Solon has shown has been the legs of Charlie Bubonics after he drops back to pass. This is an athletic Twinsburg Tiger defense. They're not the biggest bunch, but they get to the football. And credit to Coach Salter. You wouldn't know this team is 1-4 coming into this one. Comets in a 2-by-1. Charlie in the shotgun turns, hands to Brock Bowling, and he slashes through the middle. He's going to pick up 5 yards. Brock Bowling is a nice changeup to E.J. Taylor. E.J. a bit more powerful, a bigger back. Brock Bowling more of a slasher, more of a north-south guy. Comets in 2-by-1. Cronenfeld, the H-back in front of Charlie Bubonics, takes the snap. Looks, fires, caught. Brian McQuaid, middle of the field.
Bubonics pass is complete.
Again, excellent protection by the Solon offensive line. Plenty of time to throw the football. He's able to scan the field up and down, and that's going to bode well for the pass offense. Brock Bowling now. Good hard running.
Give it to Brock Bowling.
If E.J. Taylor is Nick Chubb, then Brock Bowling is Kareem Hunt.
Gain of 6 on the play.
Nice cutback. Look at how he keeps his feet. He picks up 7 yards. 2nd and 3, 2-by-1 set. Bubonics in the gun. Cronenfeld in motion. Charlie takes the snap, hands to Bowling. He's going to get through the hole off left tackle, and he's going to get down to the Twinsburg 11-yard line. Good hard running there by Brock Bowling. He saw the hole there off left tackle. Right there. There's some good blocking there. Number 67 came around the corner. Senior Sean Broderick. Comets 2-by-1. Cronenfeld at the H-back. Comes in motion. Resets on the left side. Bubonics in the gun. Fakes to Bowling. Rolls out to his right. Fires. It's caught, but is he in bounds? Nope. Harley Barman was just out of bounds.
Intended for Barman.
Actually, pretty good coverage on that bootleg by the Tigers. Second down. They can get a first down inside the 1. 2-by-1 set. Brock Bowling to run it up the middle. He's going to get all the way down to the 6-yard line. Call it 5 yards gained.
Brought down by Major Grant. Gain of 5 on the play. 3rd down 5 for the Comets.
Bowling running hard, and Major Grant was in there for 44. Third and 5 from the 7. Bubonics under center, a whistle. Timeout.
Timeout.
Solon?
Twinsburg.
Twinsburg.
First.
Official pointed the other way. So 7:03, we are knotted at 7. And the Comets have a 3rd and 5 at the 7. So 7s are wild.
Our freshman volleyball team will be hosting a Solon quad here at Solon High School.
Brock Bowling has been a nice change-up so far as he's come in for E.J. Taylor, and the offensive line is making some holes presently. They've done a great job in pass protection thus far. And they're establishing the run here a little better midway about midway through this second period of play. Pivotal time here before half for both teams. When you're 1-4, as the Twinsburg Tigers are, it's hard to keep from becoming a bit apathetic. You kind of know you're not headed to the playoffs, but these kids, give them credit. That's a credit to the coaching staff. They are playing hard. 2-by-1 set. Charlie Bubonic's in the shotgun. Brock Bowling in the backfield. He straight drops, he fires, and he's got Joel Capasso for the Solon touchdown. Nice slant route. Charlie throws a strike. Good hands there by Joel, the Ball State commit. Evan Funderburg is on for the extra point.
Try the extra point, number 6, Evan Funderburg.
Charlie to hold, snap, spot, kick, up. It is good.
By Funderburg is good.
That'll make our score with 6:59 remaining second quarter. Solon 14 and Twinsburg 7. That was an important drive for Solon to get back on the board and get out ahead of Twinsburg. I think the longer that Twinsburg hangs around, the more confidence they're going to gain and the bigger threat they're going to be to win this football game.
The store is open every Friday during lunch period, Saturdays from 9 to noon, and for every home football game near the home entrance.
So the last time Solon kicked off to Twinsburg, Stephen Kamek, number 3, dropped the ball, but it bounced right back up to him, and he returned it about 23 yards. And we could see some of the speed that
the Comets
need to be concerned about. We'll see if they elect to kick it to him deep here again. It's number 40, Aaron Teitelbaum, who kicked that game-winning field goal against Stowe 3 weeks ago. He pops this one up. Cameron Wright. Stand corrected. Number 2, Rob Cockcroft, a junior, came up and fielded that one. He was tackled out at the 25-yard line, where Twinsburg will start first and 10.
For the Tigers, the ball is placed at their own 25-yard line.
It's a cool and crisp fall evening here at Stewart Field. About 56 degrees at game time. Light west-northwest wind, about 5 miles per hour. It's going to drop into the low 50s by the end of this night. Joey Pollock takes a low snap, dishes it out. That's Quincy Newsome. He's got running room. And he almost breaks it.
Pass is complete to Newsome.
Nice little quick screen. They invited the defensive line for Solon in on that one, and look at that. He is wide. Three-by-one set now for Twinsburg. And the Comets jump.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense. First down.
Three by one for Twinsburg. 1st and 5 is what they have. Sophomore quarterback Pollock takes a drop, has pressure, he's brought down. Had nobody to throw to, and the pressure was way too much. And the ball came back there, and the defensive line was back there about as quick. That's Brock Bowling on a blitz. Anthony Aniora, defensive end. Shea Springer, middle linebacker, also there. That was a jailbreak. Jake Gert comes out. Donovan Jackson comes in for Solon. They're in a nickel look. And there's Quincy Newsome running hard. And he gets enough for the Twinsburg first down. What a run there by Quincy Newsome. He's a senior. He's 6'1", 200. He runs right through a tackle from Springer. He's brought down by Tavad Bush. And Solon takes a defensive timeout here. Number 22, Quincy Newsome, has been difficult to bring down. He's got speed and power.
Tonight's home game between Twinsburg and your Solon Comets can be viewed on Solon Education Television, SETV, Spectrum Channel 1025, and AT&T UVerse Saturday at 4 p.m. Thanks to the SETV staff and students of Comet Productions as they bring you the replay of all Solon home games throughout the year. Check your local listings for more information.
So 5:49 remaining in the first half. And the Twinsburg Tigers have moved the football against this Solon Comet defense. They have 1st and 10 after that big run by Quincy Newsome. I don't have the stats in front of me, but that was about a 20-yard run. And here they come out of the huddle in a 3-by-1 set. Aiden Stasinski is the back. And he gets the handoff, but there is a flag. It's a hold called in the middle of the field against Twinsburg. This one's coming back.
Anthony Aniora, we do have a flag on the play, ladies and gentlemen.
Face mask. I stand corrected. It looked like a holding. It's a face mask. And that's going to add to the end of this. There's Stasinski bouncing it outside, cutting back, picking up the first, and the flag came in late. So now Twinsburg has the ball, 1st and goal to go at the 10. They're in a power formation with just 2 wideouts. Stasinski, that's Newsome. Newsome not brought down by the first tackler, but they do bring him down behind the line of scrimmage, close to a horse collar there.
Give it to Newsome. He's brought down by Shea Springer.
Good defense there by the blue shirts. Sets Twinsburg back in 2nd and 11. They'll be in a 2-by-2 set. Newsome in the backfield with Pollock. Pollock takes the snap. He's got some pressure. He fires. It is caught in the end zone. Number 10, Cameron Wright on a crossing pattern. Nice throw by the sophomore. He had time to get rid of it. Had some pressure on the backside, but time enough to find his man. And that's a big boost for the Twinsburg Tigers to score with 4:47 to go in the second quarter. There's the spot, and the kick is good.
Siegert is good with 4:47 remaining in the second quarter. The score, your Comets 14.
Tyler Siegert knocks it through, and Twinsburg has come here ready to play. They've got this game tied here at Solon's Stewart Field. So I have to say, I'm impressed with this quarterback, this sophomore, 6'1", 200 Joey Pollock. He's got plenty of arm to play at the high school level and 2 more years to improve. And he's looking like a senior out here tonight, spreading the ball around. He's got Quincy Newsom and Steve Kamek. And then they just brought in this young man, Aiden Stasinski, a junior, number 28. He ran for a first down. So the scouting report I got from Solon was they've got athletes, and I think that's what we're seeing. Solon felt like they were the superior team up front. They've not shown it on the ground so far. There's a squib kick, comes up and hits Barman in the face mask.
Kick is down by Harley Barman.
But the Comets jump on it, and they'll start 1st and 10 at their own 35. Plenty of time to get a score in before the half. It's been the pass offense for Solon, and Brock Bowling in the last series ran pretty well. They have E.J. Taylor back in the game now. And a 2-by-1 formation. Dylan Cronenfeld in at blocking back. Charlie Bubonics in the shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes to Taylor, dishes it out to Capasso. He's got some room. He's looking to break it. He'll pick up about 8.
Bubonic pass complete to Joel Capasso. Brought down by Dalton Allen. Game of 7 on play, 2nd down 3 for the Comets.
Bubonics again in a 3-by-1 set. It's a QB draw. He's going to pick up yardage. He's going to get almost out to the 50.
Slides down.
It'll be plenty for the Solon first down.
49-yard line.
And the Comets are going quick right up to the line. They're in an unbalanced set. They've got Cronenfeld at tight end and 3 receivers to this side. They roll Charlie this way. The ball's dumped out to McQuaid. He makes one man miss, and then he's brought down. It'll be about a 7-yard gain.
Brought down by Major Grant.
Just a hitch route. Charlie getting outside, away from pressure. Now they go empty. Bubonics looking to throw it. Now looking to run it. Now he dishes it out to Taylor in the flat. Taylor will pick up enough for the first.
Bubonic pass is complete to E.J. Taylor.
Good job by number 2, Rob Cockroft, to come up there. Although Cockroft is coming off slow after trying to make a tackle on E.J. Taylor. Watch 2 come up here. We didn't get to see it. Again, the unbalanced set, and Charlie rolls that way. Now he stops, looks, he's going to cut all the way back across the field. There's nobody over there. And Charlie will pick up yardage. Give him 13 yards on that QB scramble. Comets have been running unbalanced. They've been putting 4 players to one side of the field. Here they got, again, a bunch set on the left. Cronenfeld's on the left. Cronenfeld was moving, and it was called. Too bad, because that looked like that could break there.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So good drive here so far for Solon. As we near the end of the first half, we're approaching the 3-minute mark. 2-by-1, Cronenfeld, H-back on the right, Taylor in the backfield, takes the snap, takes the handoff from Bubonics, tries to bounce it. Not much doing there. Major Grant is there, 44. 45, Peyton Jones also. Grant just fights off the block, forces Taylor back inside. 3 receivers out to the left. Bubonics hands to Taylor. He tries this hop step. He only gets 2.
Taylor, the ball carrier, brought down by Wilkins. third down 10 for the Comets.
Comets trying to go quickly here. Confuse the Tigers a little bit. They're in a 2-by-2 set. Taylor's in the backfield. Bubonic's in the gun. False cadence there. Taylor now moves to the left of Charlie. He takes the snap. He's gonna run. Now he's gonna throw. He's got McQuaid. Brian McQuaid just sat down in the empty area. Charlie Bubonic's had the presence of mind to keep his eyes up the field. While he was running, his eyes are up and he saw Brian McQuaid sitting there. Was able to dish it to him. That kind of time makes it real difficult to cover. And they give the offensive line credit for their pass protection thus far. And Charlie Bubonic's awareness on the field. We've got a flag. It looks like maybe somebody lined up offside on the defense. I doubt that's going to change Coach Wiz's mind to go for 2.
Dead ball. Encroachment on the defense. That 5-yard penalty being forced on the kickoff.
So that 5-yard penalty goes on the kickoff. So we don't have to take it here. Evan Funderburg on for the extra point. Snap, spot, kick, up, good.
Kick by Funderburg is good.
That'll make our score with 1:50 to go before the half. It's Solon 21, right down the middle. And Twinsburg 14. 1:50 remaining. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm impressed with how Twinsburg's come out in this one. They're not backing down, and they've got time here to go down and score with their big play athletes, Quincy Newsom, Stephen Kamek, and Pollock's arm. They could go down and score here, so they are going to get the football, that is, Twinsburg is. Twinsburg will get the football to start the second half. There's the kick by Teitelbaum, and Kamek has it, and he's brought down by Kean Porter.
Returned by Stephen Kamek. He's brought down by Kean Porter.
There's that play again. Kamek doesn't go down easily.
First and 10 for the Tigers. The ball is placed at their own 28-yard line.
You got to keep your eye on 22. And he's in the game right now for Twinsburg. Got to know where he's at. So they come out in an unbalanced set. Same thing that Solon's been doing. The tight end is on the right with the 3 receivers. Pollock takes the snap and hands to Newsom. Tries to cut through the middle. He's not going to get anything through that scrum. Have lost a yard.
He's brought down by Jake Dirt.
Clock is running. Now Twinsburg getting the second half kickoff, and they don't have ideal field position here, so they can sit on it and just try to get into the half. house backfield. Two wing backs, and they hand to Newsom. And he goes up the middle. Nice little design there. Two blocking backs right behind the line with Quincy Newsom. And there's the result. He almost picks up the first down. Those two blocking backs just get right up the middle. Goodness gracious. He had Shea Springer blocked. That's a good little play there. They're doing it again. Two blocking backs off the left tackle. Quincy Newsom takes the snap and follows them, but this time Solon saw it coming, and he may have gotten the first down. 65.
First and 10 for the Tigers.
I believe that's Jamari Holmes. He changed his number because he went from 18 to 65 because he's going to be playing more offensive line. So the second quarter winds down. We are done with the first half of play here on Solon Education Television. Your score, Solon 21, Twinsburg 14. Stay tuned for the band, folks.
Good evening, Solon! You wanted the best, and now you've got the best. Presenting the 300-member strong 2022 Solon Marching Band. Led onto the field tonight by band president Connor Grimm. We start tonight's Wild Night show with the shiny brand new song from the Black Keys. They released it just in time for it to become the official song of this year's MLB All-Star Game, and for world-renowned arranger Ken Martson to arrange it just for the Solon Marching Band. It's time to rock out with the band and let out your inner wild child. In 1968, Steppenwolf gave us a roaring anthem of turbocharged rock and roll that would become the theme song for thrill seekers and bikers for generations. It's time to hop on your Harleys and get your motor running as the band brings the heavy metal thunder and the Starlets rock the house to Born to Be Wild. Our next tune is a hard rock classic that began in the studio as a duet of, you guessed it, an ocarina and a tambourine. Well, if you add in a distorted guitar, a thumping bass, a booming drum set, and eventually you have the Troggs mega hit. Ricky Vaughn isn't coming out of the bullpen, but the band is ready to let you know for sure that they're a certified wild thing. We finish our Wild Night with a killer chart by Wild Cherry. Wild Cherry may be from Cleveland, but this tune originated in a Pittsburgh disco club when someone in the crowd asked the band, "Are you gonna play some funky music?" And the rest is history. There's no doubt you'll be dancing and grooving and moving to the music while the band plays that funky music. You just witnessed the heart-stopping, hard-rocking, beat-dropping, earth-quaking, and groove-making Solon Marching Band. The Solon Marching Band is under the direction of Mark Waller, with
Graceland football game in Solon, Ohio, here tonight on this crisp and cool autumn evening. My name is Chuck Chokina, happy to be bringing you Solon Education Television's presentation of Solon Comet football. Our score at the half, the Solon Comets 21, the Twinsburg Tigers 14. Quite an interesting first half. Have some statistics to run by you. In terms of first down, Solon had 12 to Twinsburg's 9. Solon had 89 yards rushing, just 15 for the Tigers. When you consider all of the negative plays behind the line of scrimmage for Twinsburg, that's what led to that rather paltry number of 15 yards rushing. Twinsburg has outpassed Solon, but barely, 103 yards to Solon's 90. Twinsburg through the air, Joey Pollock, sophomore QB, is 6 of 9. Charlie Bubonic, senior quarterback for Solon, is 12 of 14 for those 90 yards. Twinsburg receiving here in the second
40,
half.
Aaron Teitelbaum.
Aaron Teitelbaum, the boot it, headed toward the north end zone, and he squibs it down there nicely. The ball's taken by Cameron Wright. He's got very little room to move. Owen Grossman, number 11 for Solon, is there. Along with some friends, they bring Cameron Wright down.
Kick is returned by Cameron
This ball
Wright.
bounced about as well as you could expect if you're a Comet fan. Owen Grossman once again and Harley Barman
Tigers, the ball is placed at their own 12-yard line.
are there to make the tackle. So the Solon defense comes out. Twinsburg Tigers have had an up and down first half. They have had some real negative plays where it's looked like there's been a jailbreak on the Solon defensive line, but they have managed also some explosive plays of their own that has led them to 14 first half points. They come out with 3 receivers in a bunch set. To the bottom of your screen, a single tight end. Pollock turns and hands to Quincy Newsom. He's brought down immediately. You can expect that Solon is going to key on number 22 because he has shown that he is one explosive player. It's got to be Aniora, number 31, Shea Springer, number 5, also there for Solon. And again, a negative play for Twinsburg. They come out this time in a 3-by-1 set. Newsom in the backfield with Pollock. Comets in their base 4-3. He takes the snap. He's going to roll to his left. He fires, and it is caught out near the 20-yard line. That was number 13, C.J. Lyden.
Brought down by Devad Bush.
He scored one of the 2 Twinsburg touchdowns in the first half. 3-by-1 set for Pollock, trying to spread the Comets out. Third and 1. Devad Bush on a late blitz is able to bottle up Quincy Newsom.
He's hit immediately by Devad Bush.
And drop him for a yard loss on 3rd and 1, 22. Comes off the edge. He did a nice job of timing that blitz. Did not show it too early, and Twinsburg's got a decision to make here. And they're going to run the punt team out. I'm going to say his first name, spelled K-Y-A-N, is Kean Barnes. He's got a nice boot there. He's going to get a good bounce out of it as well. It's going to roll all the way down to the Solon 40. That's a 50-yard boot. Oh, excuse me, 40. 40-yard punt.
Kick is down by Rob Cockroft.
And that's where the Comets will take over with a 7-point lead.
39-yard line.
As I mentioned in the first half, the longer the Twinsburg Tigers at 1-4 can hang around here, the more confidence they're going to gain. And the more of a threat they are to come out on top in this one. So I think it's imperative for, if you're a Solon fan, for them to establish the run. And Charlie Bubonics pulls out that fake, throws the ball out to Joel Capasso, their speedy wide receiver, and he manages to get close to the first down. He's going to be a little bit short. Comets come straight to the line of scrimmage.
Second on one for the Comets.
They do a good job of drawing the team off, but they don't hear Taylor with a big hole. He gets through it, runs hard. That's the kind of running that the Comets have been missing from E.J. Taylor. Here, there's no hesitation. He sees the hole. Offensive line did a good job of sustaining blocks. Here, Charlie with a busted play. It's going to go down behind the line of scrimmage. I think they had that one covered.
Bubonics keeps it. He's brought down by Steven Kennick.
So he loses a yard. 2nd and 11. Again, Comets going with tempo. Unbalanced set. Heavy to the wide side of the field. They roll Charlie that way. He fires. Capasso had it and dropped it.
Pass incomplete, intended for Capasso. 3rd down 11 for the Comets.
Nice throw there by Charlie. Put it in between a couple defenders while he's rolling out. And that's something that the Comets are going to try more of. Although when they've straight dropped here tonight, they've had plenty of time to throw. This may be 4-down territory for the Comets. 3rd and 11, even though they're just inside the 40 of Twinsburg. E.J. Taylor takes the handoff, running north and south. He's going to get to the 35.
He's brought down by Bryce Jones.
And that's going to be 4th and we'll call it 9.
4th down 8 for the Comets.
Number 8, Declan Malinchek. Came off of his block there very well. Shed his block and made the tackle. 2-by-2 set. Comets trying to draw him off here. Charlie can always quick kick this one. They're going to go for it. He's going to go deep. McQuaid's got him beat, and he can't bring it in. Quincy Newsome, he might have hit him early. This was close, but the timing was good enough that the official did not throw the flag, but McQuaid's got a step on him. Yep, he raked that arm just a second early, and Brian couldn't bring it in. And the official didn't call it.
Ball is turned over on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers from their own 35.
And if you're Coach Wisniewski for Solon, you're willing to take that risk because your defense has been playing extremely well. You can give up a little field position here. 3-by-1 set. Pollock in the gun. Takes the snap. Oniora got held. No call. He gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Pollock on the keeper. He's brought down by Jabari Holmes.
I don't want to be critical of officials. Right there, you saw quickly there was a bit of a hold.
On play, 2nd down 10 for the Tigers.
I know, you can call holding on every play, right? But some are more egregious than others. 3-by-1 set for Twinsburg. 2nd and 10. 4-down linemen for the Comets. They're showing blitz. And here comes Shea Springer off the edge, and they've got Pollock. He drops the ball. It's picked up. Well, almost picked up. Gert winds up rolling over it. And the Comets will get it. Jake Gert, I think he got a little excited. He saw blue end zone in front of him. This ball was bouncing there. Oniora knocks it out. There's the hop, and
Twinsburg fumble is recovered by number 44, Jake Gert.
Jake.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the
There it
Comets.
is. I could have had it.
Tiger,
I
15-yard line.
had a touchdown. I couldn't field the ball. All right, well, you got it anyway, Jake. I don't think he plays infield. 2-by-1 set. Cronenfeld as the H-back. Taylor behind Bubonics. Takes the snap, takes the handoff, excuse me. Major Grant does a nice job of slowing him down, but EJ keeps his legs moving. Nick Chubb picks up 5 yards.
5 on the play, 2nd down 5 from the 10.
And the Comets are threatening to make this a 2-score game. 2nd and 5, 2-by-1 set. And they drew him off again. That's good discipline from your O-line, from your backs, that you can go to the line and have a hard cadence like that and have success. That should be enough for the first. 1st and goal. Yepper. 1st and goal for the Comets at the Twinsburg 5.
Half the distance, 1st down.
Sure would bode well for the confidence of this offense if they could just power this football in. And they've got number 50, Sean Richardson, in. They've got foot-to-foot splits. Turn, hand to Taylor. Goes to bounce. He's going to get in.
Solon touchdown scored by number 35, E.J. Taylor.
We watch this again. I say foot to foot. What the offensive line does is they cut down their splits. And basically it's just wedge blocking shoulder to shoulder. And then EJ does the rest. You get hats on people and then you let your athlete
And you try the extra point, number 6, Evan Funderburg.
pick and choose where he's going to go. Evan Funderburg in for the extra point. Snap, spot, kick, up. It's good. That'll make our score with 6:14 remaining.
With 6:14
Third
remaining
quarter.
in the third quarter, the score is
Solon
Solon
28,
the
Twinsburg
Tigers
14. When you're a up-and-coming team, you got a new coach, you got young players, you got some injuries. You're a program that's trying to rebound from a few years of difficulty. Twinsburg has not been the Twinsburg of old, of late. Well, it's a haul. It's an uphill battle, and you certainly can't afford to turn the ball over. And that's what happened there. Turned it over deep. The Comets made him pay. So Kamek and Wright are deep for Twinsburg. Aaron Teitelbaum is in to kick it off. Let's see if he kicks the ball deep to Kamek, who is dangerous with the football. He's going to just pooch it. Number 20 for Twinsburg. Shows some courageous running. That's Jaden Rode, just a freshman.
Kick is returned by Jaden Rode. He's brought down by Anthony Onyora.
He gets the ball out to the 38, and that's where the Tigers will take over. Down 2 scores. They need to reignite some explosive plays if they're going to get back into this one. I think the Comets have to focus on keeping everything in front of them. Sound familiar? Are you a Browns fan? Let's keep everything in front of us, guys. Nothing over the top. 3-by-1 set for the Tigers. Quincy Newsom is in the backfield. Better know where he's at. Shotgun snap. Pollock rolls to his left. Under pressure. Fires out into the flat. And again, number 11, Owen Grossman.
Pass is complete to Dalton Allen. He's hit immediately by
He is
Owen
a
Grossman.
tackling machine.
Gain of 1 on the play, second on
He
9
hits
for the
Dalton
Tigers.
Allen right away. Only a gain of 2. Shea Springer, middle linebacker, was putting pressure on Pollock right up the gut there. The D-line has been getting pressure all night. It's got to be tough to be a Twinsburg quarterback tonight. Pollock fakes to Newsom. Rolls to his right. Fires. Goodness. Safety is okay. Number 8, Declan Malinchek, kind of gets undercut. Number 22, Devad Bush. Just unfortunate there. I hope he just got the wind knocked out of him. I don't believe that was anything malicious. Certainly no flags on the play. It's just he got undercut. Nice job of catching the ball. You know, you're going to get hit. I'm hoping it's just his wind. I think it's just his wind. Yep. Getting up. Good news. Tough kid. He got carried for 5 yards. So 5:15 left, third quarter. Solon leading this one, 28-14, taking care of business since midway through the second quarter.
Third down 4 for the
The
Tigers.
Tigers right to the line on 3rd and 4. 2-by-2 formation. Pollock in the gun. Comets showing blitz. See if they bring it. Yeah, they're bringing 6. Pollock gets rid of it quick, and the ball is caught. Number 4 is Dalton Allen.
Dalton Allen. Gain of 5.
Comets have had a lot of success. You can see Springer and Bush.
49-yard line.
Excuse me, Springer and Bowling were on the blitz. Devad Bush was staying back. So they brought 6 there, but they wound up paying for it. 1st and 10 on the Solon side of the 50 are the Tigers. Pollock, bad snap, takes it 1 hop, throws it away and completes it. Just kind of threw it up after he fielded that bad hop. And got it out to number 13, Jaden Dye. 1 hop, turns with pressure, fires, completes it. Walk in the park. 2-by-2 formation. Quincy Newsom in the backfield with Joey Pollock. Comets showing pressure. Handoff to Newsom, up the middle. He breaks it inside the 20, inside the 10, reaches for the goal line, and he's in. Quincy Newsom on a draw play just busted through the line and did it with his legs and power. Big hole, but he just runs by people there in the defensive backfield, and you better be in full tackling form if you're going to bring him down. Snap, spot, kick, barely up, but good. Makes the score 28. Solon 21, Twinsburg.
Solon Comets 28, Twinsburg Tigers 21.
And they gashed him there, right up the gut. .22 is the guy that they got to focus on because he is an explosive player. Coach Salter of the Tigers did state that his team had some injuries and were off to a slow start, and he was hoping they would get healthy soon. I did see 3 players prior to the game, 1 defensive lineman, another was a tight end. They were wearing their jerseys but weren't dressed for this one. So it'll be Tyler Siegert Jr. to kick off for the Tigers. E.J. Taylor is deep. Joel Capasso is deep. They squib it. It's fielded. It's Barman. Knocks it down.
Kick is down by Harley Barman.
And the Comets take over on their own 32.
32-yard line.
Momentum boost there for Twinsburg to get that big run by Newsom. And he's playing on both sides of the football right now. He plays safety, so does Kamek. And they've gotten some terrific play out of number 44, Major Grant. Christian Dunbar, number 41, has been a force. And Bryce Jones, number 55, has been tough in the middle. Comets in a 2-by-1. Hand off to Taylor. He's got some room. He's going to try to bounce. Being chased by Grant. Now he's cutting back midfield. He's still on his feet. He's to the 40. He's to the 30. He's got blockers. He's going to take it to the house.
Solon touchdown scored by number 35, E.J. Taylor.
What a run by E.J. Taylor. 70 yards, and he must have run 100. Look at him through the hole. He bounces. He gets all the way to the right sideline. He's going to cut back to the left sideline. Look at his vision. He picks up a block there. Now Brian McQuaid. This is an excellent group of blocking receivers, and you've got 10 out in front of you. Follow him. Nice play there. Great run by E.J. Taylor. The officials are huddled up here before the extra point. Could be a sideline warning. We may have a flag for that.
Touchdown is good. During the play, we had a sideline warning. Twinsburg, they're first.
Basically, that's when the official's running down the sideline and the team is too far out near the field and he runs into one of them. It's a safety issue for the officials. What a play that was. Here comes the extra point from Evan Funderburg. Tigers got the Comets to jump that time.
Dead ball. False start. Offense, number 78.
And that'll set Funderburg's
Retry.
PAT back 5 yards. That'll be from the 15, so 25-yard extra point to make it a 14-point game. He likes to chip him through. Let's see. He got it.
Kick by Funderburg is good. 3:55 remains in the third quarter. The score
So
is
let's,
Solon Comets 35,
well, here's the extra
Twinsburg
point.
Tigers 21.
down the middle. What a run by E.J. Taylor, huh? Kept his head up, kept his awareness, cut all the way to the right, and brought it all the way back to the left. And he's had, even before that run, he's had a real good second half. So Aaron Teitelbaum will boot it off.
Set to kick to the Comets. Number 40, Aaron
3:55 left in the
Teitelbaum.
third. And the Tigers find themselves down 14 points once again. Comets are doing a good job of answering. They've given up some explosives, but they've answered. So I'm sure Teitelbaum's going to try to keep this away from Kamek. Oh, he's actually going to kick it to Cameron Wright, who catches it at the 8. He brings it out to the 20. He's going to try to bounce it. He's not going to get there.
Kick is returned by Cameron Wright. He's met
16.
by number 16, Braden Springer.
Braden Springer is there to chase him down. Just a
First and 10
sophomore
for the
is
Tigers. The
Braden.
ball's placed at their own 20-yard line.
Right there. So let's be aware of where 22 is at. Is he out there? Yeah, he is. They got a 3-by-1 set. They hand to Newsom, off left tackle. Springer is there
Newsom,
with
the ball carrier. Brought
Thompson.
down by Shea Springer.
Number 14, Max
Three on the play,
Thompson.
2nd and 7.
Is a safety, and he came up to help Shea Springer make that tackle. Pollock to throw, under pressure, screen play to Newsom,
Passing
could
incomplete.
not hold on to it.
Intended for Newsom.
Pressure probably forced him to get rid of it a little earlier than he wanted to. Looked like the Comets had it covered. Brock Bowling was out there, but any way you can get the ball into 22's hands. Screen, draw, flare, flank him out. 3-by-1. Pollock takes the snap. They brought pressure. He fires and knocked away. Stephen Kamek was on the dig route, and Joel Capasso got a hand in it and knocked it away. Good defensive play on a good throw by Pollock. He puts it there, but the coverage is too tight. Brian McQuaid deep for Solon. Bad snap over the punter's head. He's going to try to get rid of it. He whiffed. And the Comets fall on it for a score.
The block kick is recovered in the end zone for the Comets for a touchdown by number 31,
Snap
Anthony
over his head.
Andrade.
And he tries to kick it. He probably would have been better off just kicking it out the back of the end zone for the safety. And Anthony Aniura, easy for me to say, falls on it in the end zone for 6 points for the Comets.
And try the extra point, number 6, Evan Funderburg.
Funderburg on again. Snap, spot, kick, up. It's good.
Kick by Funderburg is good.
So that'll make our score 42-21, 3-score game. There have been 2 now errant snaps for this Twinsburg Tiger football team that have cost them that one dearly. Because now it's a 3-score game. Looking ahead, Comets are home next week. They play Brunswick right here at Solon Stewart Field, and SETV will be there. They would then go to Menor after that. That's a game they got to have if they're going to make the
kick for the
playoffs.
Comets, number 40, Aaron Teitelbaum.
Return home against Euclid in week 9 and play at Medina in week 10. Teitelbaum to boot it. Wright's going to bring it from the 10 out to the 20 to the 30. He's still on his feet, and he's knocked down at the 34-yard line. Good hard running there. Cameron Wright Jr., just 5'7", 145. Fearless running. He got hit at the 30, kept his legs going, made it out to the 34.
First attempt for the Tigers. The ball is placed at their own 35-yard line.
So down 3 scores. They come out in that power formation. They've got those 2 H-backs right behind the line. They right to run Newsom right up the gut out of this set, and they did it again. He picks up 5.
Newsom, the ball carrier, brought down by Onyora and Holmes. Gain of 5 on the play, second down 5.
Again, that double H-back set, and this time Pollock keeps it and slides. He gets enough for the first down.
Pollock on the keeper. He slides down at the 41, where it'll be first down for the Tigers. Excuse me, 46-yard line.
So first and 10, out at the 46 are the Tigers. And they're going to continue with that set. This time they hand. You can see the elusiveness of Quincy Newsom because Jamari Holmes, 65, has his hands on him. But not for long. I guess you could say he brought him down. No gain, well, loss of 1. Now they come out in 3-by-1. Pollock takes the snap, straight drop, fires, caught. Kamek, a deep hitch in front of Capasso.
Knocked out of bounds by Joel Capasso.
Get a good view of it there. He's got that ball out early enough, kind of throwing the receiver open. Three by one. Twinsburg on the Solon side of the 50. Pollock hands. Newsom tries to bounce. Takes a hit. So did Shea Springer.
Brought down by Jake Dirt. Shea Springer brings up a 4th and 1 for the Tigers.
4th and 1, you're down 3 scores. It's the third quarter. They're bringing those blocking backs in again. They may need to use a timeout here. We've got 15 seconds on the play clock. So they've got tight end, slot back, hand, nope, fake. Try to throw it out in the flat, incomplete. They'll turn it over.
Pass is incomplete.
He showed the run formation, tried to sneak the fullback out into the flat. Pollock makes a better throw there, but the pressure from Donovan Jackson forced him to get rid of it a little bit earlier, and he threw it flat-footed and incomplete. That's one he would like to have back. Solon comes out. 1st and 10, Bubonics. Screen, Taylor, got it. Out at the 50, brought down.
Bubonics pass is complete to E.J. Taylor.
Major Grant.
He's brought down by Major Grant.
Good play, good name for a linebacker, Major Grant. We're through with 3 quarters. Our score, Solon 42, Twinsburg 21. See you after the break. Back here on Solon Education Television, my name Chuck Chokina. We're here with the 4th quarter. Here's a replay of the last screen pass out to E.J. Taylor. This is brought down by Major Grant. We enter the 4th quarter with our score, Solon 42, Twinsburg 21. Solon in possession of the ball on the Twinsburg side of the 50. Carson Kurzawa now in the game for Solon. We have a flag. We have an offside called against Twinsburg.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense.
It's going to be a 1st down for the Comets, now down to the 44 of the Tigers. 3-score lead, 12 minutes of play left in this one. Overloaded to the wide side of the field, we've got another flag. Offside. Again, defense.
Good ball. Encroachment. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Try again. They like to roll this way to the wide side of the field when they have the 3 receivers here with the blocking back. This time Charlie straight drops. He's going to throw it deep. He's got McQuaid. He's got the football. 6 points, Comets.
Bubonics pass is complete to Brian McQuaid for a Solon touchdown.
Boy, was he open. 5 yards, 6 yards. So Evan Funderburg on to try to tack on the 49th point. And looked like a bad snap. Charlie calls fire and just fires it, and it's picked. They're going to try to return it because they'll get 2 points. No, they won't. Dead ball. High school rules different.
Extra point try by Solon is no good.
So that'll leave our score, Solon 48, Twinsburg 21. And for those of you high school football fans that know, at 30, once the differential is 30, we will have a running clock. Oh, it went right through Charlie's hands. And the game will go really fast. It's the football's version of the mercy rule. But we're not there yet. time left in this one. So as I was saying before, with the way the schedule works out for Solon, I really don't think they can go, assuming they win this game, they can't go 2-2 and make the playoffs. Beat Brunswick, Euclid, lose to Menor Medina. They've got to win one of those two. I think Menor might be the more winnable, but that's no small task. They've got to go to both Menor and Medina. And I think they need at least one of those two. Ball's kicked deep. Cameron Wright bottled up inside the 20.
By Cameron Wright. Brought down by Springer. First and 10 for the Tigers at their own 18-yard line.
Joey Pollock, sophomore, brings him out in the 2-by-2 formation. He's in the gun. He takes the snap. He fires. It is complete. Cameron Wright with the tackle. Excuse me, with the catch. Shea Springer with the tackle.
Gain of 6 on the play, second on 4.
6. That's the Twinsburg, was the Twinsburg game plan. Get it out quick. 2-by-2 set again. Quincy Newsome in the backfield. Pollock hands it to him. He's going to keep his legs moving. He's going to pick up 3. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Newsome, the ball carrier. Tackle is made by
Much
Springer.
does this on his own. Just keeps his
Third down
feet
1 for the
moving.
Tigers.
Pollock brings him out. Power running formation. They've got a fullback in the game. Turn and hand to Newsome, and he's not going to get there. He's going to lose yardage. They brought in Zach Zeman, a senior 5'11", 200 as a fullback, and he's leading up in there.
Tackle made by Donovan Jackson.
But there were too many blue
Fourth down 1 for
shirts.
the Tigers.
So the Tigers still need a yard. And they're perilously close to having this game turn into a running clock. Newsome breaks through the line this time. He's got the first. He doesn't need a lot of room.
Newsome, the ball carrier. He's tackled by Devon Bush. First and 10 for the Tigers. The ball's placed at their 37-yard line.
Again, power running formation, shotgun, 2 blocking backs, single receiver. Pollock takes the snap, hands to Newsome, tries the right side, nothing doing.
Newsome, he's brought down by Jake Springer.
2 tired football teams at this point. Lots of people standing straight up. Been a long night. High snap, Pollock fields it, now tries to get rid of it, and nobody's home.
His pass is incomplete.
Did a good job of just hanging on to that snap. Pressure from Aniora.
Brings up a
Anthony
third down
Aniora
9 for the Tigers.
is a good pass rusher. He's long, he's quick. 3-by-1. Devad Bush. He just showed his hand. Number 22. He wants the blitz. There he goes. Swims under. Pollock has to run out of bounds.
Pollock is run out of bounds by Jake Garrett.
I don't think you can go for it here. Down 27. You got to put it.
Loss is 7 on the play, brings up a 4th down. Deep for the Comets, number 10, Brian McQuaid.
Siegert. Kean Barnes to punt it. Good snap. Good kick. Gets it to turn over. Takes a Twinsburg bounce. 18 and 20. 39-yard boot. That's where Solon takes over. They've got a 27-point lead. There's 8:12 left in the 4th quarter. Still have the starting unit out. Taylor, Bubonics, McQuaid. Kurzawa's in at H-back for Cronenfeld. Barman, Capasso. Same starters on the line. Hand off to Taylor. Up the middle. Maybe 3.
Taylor, the ball carrier. Brought down by
Bowling's going to
Mallencheck.
come in for
Gain of 3 on the play, second on 7.
Taylor. They got that overloaded set to the short side. Charlie rolls this way. Doesn't see anybody now. Throws complete. McQuaid got it. Late flag.
Great pass. Bubonics pass is completed to McQuaid. We do have a flag on the play.
Sideline warning. Oh, the official was well off the sideline who threw that flag. Can't imagine what else it would be. Tigers have had a sideline warning. You get one warning and then the second one's the penalty. I don't think the Comets have had a warning to this point. But I still don't know what the penalty is. It was thrown, the flag was thrown off the field of play after Charlie threw the ball. Power. Here's the call.
During the play, we had a personal foul. They hit out of bounds on the offense. It's going to be, we're figuring out the yardage because the chains moved.
So I'm not sure about where to spot it because the chains moved. It was such a late hit. They move those chains pretty quickly at the end of a play, and you usually don't have late hits called against the offense. So the chains had moved, and now back. I'm not sure where to put the ball. At this point, I think they can just guesstimate. We'll get another explanation.
Markoff will be at the end, from the end of the run, and we will have second down.
All right, good work. So it's second down, and we'll say it's 11 yards for the first. Charlie Bubonics in the gun, turns, hands to Brock Bowling. He's going to try to bounce it. He's not going to get far. Maybe a yard. Just over.
Brock Bowling, the ball carrier, brought down by Isaac Cantor. Brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Comets.
Major Grant on the tackle. Comets are running some clock here. On a 2x2 set. Charlie will straight drop. He's got time. He's in trouble, and he'll go down. 57, John Corbin.
Bubonics is sacked in the backfield by number 57, John Corbin. Brings up a 4th down for the Comets.
Have to punt. Harley Barman will do the honors. They're still short of play.
Timeout, Solon.
So the Comets forced to burn a timeout there because sometimes when you get somebody comes off the field injured or is out of the game, and the backups have to know when they're in. You got to pay attention. Sometimes they're not. Comets return home again next week against the Brunswick Blue Devils. Brunswick going into the night had a 2-3 record, and they were playing at home against Menor. 19-yard punt. That's where the Tigers take over, 1st and 10 at the Solon 41.
At the Comet 41-yard line.
Quincy Newsome tries the center of the line. Not going to get real far.
Gives to Newsome. He's brought down by Kamari Holmes. No gain on the play. 2nd down 10.
We're under 6 minutes. We're at 5:35 to go in this one. 3-by-1 formation for the Tigers. Pollock to throw. Under pressure. Gets rid of it. And it looks like a simultaneous catch. They'll rule that for the Tigers. They're still wrestling over it. That usually goes the offensive player. What's the call? Kamek and Grossman.
Pollock's pass is rolled complete.
So they'll count it as caught.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense. Penalty is half the distance from the goal. 1st down. Thank you, sir.
That'll add yardage. Roughing the passer call. Twinsburg has a chance to punch this one in and get to within 2 scores. Got that power running formation in there again. And to Newsome, he's going to cut off right tackle, and he's going to be just shy of the goal line.
Gives to Newsome. He's brought down by Jake Gert. Bring up a 2nd and goal from the 1.
Second and goal for the Tigers at the 1 of the Comets. Pollock hands to Newsome. He'll walk it in.
Tiger touchdown scored by number 22, Quincy Newsome.
The Tigers keep the offense on the field. They want to try to go for 2. Pollock's in the gun. He'll roll right. He'll throw. He's got a man. And he's in. The 2-point conversion is good. Number 8, Declan Malinchek.
Pass is complete to Malinchek.
Snuck out into the flat. Caught the ball. Brought it in. Here it is again. And the 2 outside receivers in and took him out of the tight end formation. So it'll be a 19-point lead with 4:29 remaining. I would imagine we're going to see an onside kick here. So the hands team is going to be in for Solon.
Set the kick
So
for
I'm looking
Twinsburg,
at some
number
live
85,
scores here to
Tyler
see if
Sears.
there's anything
Kick for the
unusual
Comets,
happening
Joel
in
Paso.
any amount of computer points that the Comets might get. Here's that onside attempt. Now he's just going to kick it. Comets take it out of bounds. Interesting score at the half between Strongsville and Cleveland Heights. Cleveland Heights 5-0 on the year. Leads Strongsville 35-28 at the half. If Strongsville could win that game, that would be big points for Solon.
First and 10 for the Comets, ball close to the 15-yard line.
Medina's all over Euclid 42-7. Leonard was beating up on Euclid. Stowe, who Solon beat, is down 28-11 in North Royalton, so that won't help. Menor beat Brunswick 35-14. That's a new back in the game for the Comets. Ben Friedman, sophomore.
Gives to Ben Friedman.
Picked up, we'll call it 5.
He's
We're
brought down
under
by
4 minutes.
Brandon Moore.
It's a 19-point Comet lead.
On 5.
Here's Friedman again, showing some good vision. Keeping his legs moving. Hard time bringing him down. There he is again. Both hands on the football, right up the gut. He's got a first down. Good running by Ben Friedman.
Friedman's ball carrier.
Just
Brought down by Major Grant.
a sophomore. 5'7".
First and 10 for the Comets,
160.
their own 27.
Approaching the 3-minute mark. Comets looking to run this clock out. Letting that play clock wind down under, trying to get it under 5 before they snap the ball. Ben Friedman gonna bounce it. Gonna find some room, but there's a flag behind the play. It's going to stop the clock and set the Comets back.
Holding. Offense number 67. Penalty. First down.
The clock is running now, so we're down to 2.5 minutes. Friedman again, up the middle, picking his way.
Gives to Friedman.
And Twinsburg's
He's
not
brought down
using
by
their
Major Grant.
timeouts. They're down 3 scores, no sense.
Second down, 8 for the Comets.
Bubonics again in the shotgun, 2-by-1. Takes the snap, hands to Friedman, up the middle, has some room, brought down. Surprise, surprise, 44 at the bottom of the pile.
Gives to Friedman. He's brought down by Major Grant. Third down 2 for the Comets.
Approaching the minute mark. Friedman. Not much. Won't get there. It'll be 4th down.
Givens to Friedman. He's hit by Jordan and Grant.
That'll do it.
Brings up a 4th
Clock
down
will
run.
run out on this one. Comets take care of business at home against the Twinsburg Tigers, who hung with them through the first half. Gave them a game. But the Comets emerge victorious, 48-29. Next week they return home here to take on the Brunswick Blue Devils. Solon Education Television will broadcast that one for you. And my name is Chuck Chopina. Good to be with you on this great fall evening. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. See you next time on SETV.